The neighborhood, come on down to the Toyota Live stage. We have a very special guest, Antron Brown. He is a NHRA Top Fuel Dragster champion. Yeah. And we're super excited to have him here. If you want to make the most of your time here at the auto show, guess what? He is going to be signing autographs. He's going to be taking photos. He's going to be shaking hands. And we're going to do a question and answer. So we're going to talk to him a little bit about what he does, how he does it, what he likes, what he has to do to get there, what's it like to be a champion, all that good stuff. So if you're in the neighborhood and you like fast cars, you like NHRA, or you just want to see a champion talk about what it's like to be a champion, this is where you need to be. 300 miles per hour from what I heard.
330 miles per hour.
330 miles per hour?
Less than 3 seconds.
I was close, I said 3,000. I got the 3 right.
They are in rocket ships, though. These guys basically drive rocket ships that go this way instead of this way.
Instead of that way. Woo! Anybody want to be a race car driver? Oh, you do? Cool. Cool. Yeah, come on down. It's never too late. Okay, start your impossible. That's a cool thing that we've got going on here at Toyota, Start Your Impossible. You can start it now. You can do some research. Let's consider this, if you want to be a race car driver, your research right now. Okay, because we have a champion, Antron Brown, who's going to be joining us in just a couple of minutes, probably 2 to 3 minutes. And then you can ask him some questions. We're going to take some questions to the audience. So get the wheels turning, figure out what you want to ask Antron Brown, Top Fuel champion. And he's been a champion for a long time. He's done this a couple of times.
It says here in the corner too, 3-time Top Fuel World Champion. 3 times.
3 times.
That's a lot.
Fast Cars is a new vehicle. Not so new, but it's just made in a triumphant return. First hand up, who can tell me what that sports car is? What do you got? It's the Supra! It's the Supra! Come and get your beach ball, man! Woo. Get ready for the summertime. There you go. Yeah, it's the Supra. We've got that right behind here, so speaking of fast cars.
I got one. All right, what is the best-selling car in America for the last 17 years in a row? Raise your hand if you got it. What is it? Camry is right. There you go. Good job. Ooh, good duck, too.
Ding, ding, ding.
And the best-selling car in the entire world. Not the Camry, something else. Yeah, you're right. It was a Corolla. Good job. Nice. Yeah, we sold 46 million Corolla worldwide.
I bought one of them.
I did, too.
Yeah, and I bought a Camry.
Who's owned a Corolla or knows somebody who did before? Yeah?
Everyone.
Pretty much everyone. Now we got a hatchback too, Corolla hatchback, and we got a Corolla hybrid now. Did y'all know that? Yeah. Hitting dealerships this month.
All right, so we need to get a volunteer. Face your audience and tell everyone your name.
Nico.
Nico! What up, Nico? Where are you from? What city or state?
Saddlebrook.
Saddlebrook is in the house. Nico, have you ever opened up a live show before? No, not ever. What do you do for a living then?
Help my dad fix a race car.
Oh, he helps his dad fix race cars. Okay, so we have quite the appropriate opening show announcer. So this is what's going to happen, Nico. You have your amazing audience. They're all smiling at you. And you're going to say this. You're going to say, ladies and gentlemen, this is Toyota Live. Then you're going to throw your hand in the sky. Let me see it go up. Hand in the sky. Then lean back a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hold on, I'll tell you again. Don't worry. And then audience, you all are going to go wild with applause like this.
Get ready, audience. Get ready. You gotta make some noise, New York.
Did he tell you the lines?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Toyota.
Wait, time out. Hold the microphone.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Toyota Live.
Yeah! Good job, Nico. Hey, we got a prize for you.
You're going to get paid.
Welcome to Toyota Live, everybody. My name is Matt.
And I'm Shahara.
And this is T-Live Interactive Show. It's going to be a fun show because we have two special guests here, and you're going to talk to one of the fastest guys in the world. Antron Brown is here.
Yes, indeed. So come on down, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be an awesomely good time. But to do this epic interview with Antron Brown, I want to introduce to you one of our favorites. He is actually our resident racing expert here at Toyota. He is fitness across the nation and knows a whole lot about racing. Give it up for Honey.
All right, thanks everybody. Good to see you in New York City.
Hey, Speedway.
Hey, Shahara, great to see you. Bam, hey Matt.
Take it away.
All right, everybody, we're going to not delay this anymore because we've got a special guest here. Toyota's involved in racing all around the world, but there's a particular sport that we all love. Who likes cars that go about with 12,000 horsepower? Let me see your hand. Well, we got the best, ladies and gentlemen. Without further ado, let's bring him up. Three-time Top Fuel World Champion, Mr. Antron Brown. Come on up. Welcome, my friend. Have a seat.
All right. How's everybody doing today? All right. It's good to be back on the East Coast.
That's right. Yeah. Nice little short flight from Indianapolis this morning. Wasn't too bad, right?
No, it wasn't bad at all. You know, I grew up right in New Jersey, though. So I'm from not North, but from South Jersey near Trenton, New Jersey. So it feels good to get back here, back to my roots.
Let's start out with that. Now, who's ever seen a NHRA event with Antron driving? Okay, good. We got a lot of fans. We're seeing this for the first time.
I see you. Raceway Park.
Now, you're a New Jersey guy, so tell us the journey. Just tell us real quick, what got you from New Jersey? Your dad was a weekend warrior racing, and all of a sudden to be a world champion drag racer.
Well, I'll tell you what, it started, my dad took me to Raceway Park, the Summer Nationals, back in, I went there every week when I was a little kid, but he took me to my first big national event back in 1986, and I was there when Big Daddy Don Garlis flipped his dragster over, and I never saw a nitro car in my life. I always saw the bracket cars, the street cars, like super stock, pro stock, motorcycles, everything like that, but I never saw a nitro car. And my dad said, son, I'm bringing you to the big boys. I was like, what's the big boys? I didn't understand what he was talking about, because I went to a drag strip all the time and I used to see cars go, meow. I'm like, all right? When they lit that nitro car up for the first time, and the pipe started cackling, the ground was shaking, and they stepped on that gas pedal, I was this little kid, my eyes got this big, just like this. They were lit up, I was like, what was that? And that car back then, they went 280 miles an hour, 290. I was like, that is sick. I was like, Dad, I want to get one of them. My dad looked at me and said, son, you gotta get a good job. And I didn't know what my dad meant, but the faster you go, the more it costs.
Yeah, sure.
You know what I mean? So I just developed and I just kept on being around sport. My dad was racing, and when I was about 17 years old, I couldn't afford to build my own race car, so I built a motorcycle. I built a motorcycle that went over 160 miles an hour and went like 8.8 seconds in a quarter mile.
Yeah.
And that was fast back then.
Yeah, sure.
And that's what I did. I started there, and then before you knew it, I parlayed myself into getting a job on the race team. And I did an internship first, and they hired me back to work on this team for $100 a day.
Really?
And I thought I was rich. And when I did that job, what I didn't realize is that I started building relationships out there in the place where I wanted to be. It's one key thing for all the youngsters out there. If you want to do something that you truly love in life, put yourself out and around it, and when you're out and around it, opportunity will come. But learn how to seize that opportunity, grab that opportunity. And when you do that, you can make anything possible. Like I look back now, I've been racing for 20 years, 3 world championships, and I won over 65 times. And it's definitely been a heaven-sent dream, a God blessing, a true blessing to be able to do what I do.
That's awesome.
But it's all through hard work, determination, and never taking no for an answer. When I get no, I figure out how to turn it into a yes.
That's awesome. And by the way, that's advice from a world champion. Now let's talk about this for a second. Take us inside the car, Antron, because most of us, I would say probably all of us, have never driven in a 12,000 horsepower car. We're hitting 330 miles an hour, 0 to 100 in less than a second, right? 6 Gs. Now, ladies and gentlemen, just so you know, when a space shuttle takes off from Cape Canaveral, a rocket ship, it's pulled about 3 Gs. The car, 6 Gs. Take us inside.
Well, the craziest part is, a lot of people, who's here been in a fast street car before? All right, who's been in a car accident? Few of you, right? All right, well, both of them go hand to hand. And let me explain to you what I'm talking about. When you step on the gas pedal of a top fuel car, when you first step on it, you're gonna hit about 3.8 Gs. A lot of people know when you drive something fast, the most Gs you feel is when you take off.
Sure.
A top fuel car is the opposite. We don't feel the most Gs. Like you see this run right here? About right there, halfway down the racetrack, is where I feel the most Gs. So when I'm taking off, I'll feel about 3.8. Then when it gets out another 100 feet, it gets a little bit more clutch, and we put more power to it. And then when that happens, the car takes off even harder. Like you're like this. Then it goes boom, and you're like, wow. And you're like, am I still driving this thing? And you feel your stomach starting to go away from your rib cage, and you're feeling it starting to put a lot of pressure on your backbone, and then your pelvic area is getting weak. And then when you get to the 330 foot mark, it hits you again, and you go from 4.2 Gs to 5 Gs. And at that point, you're over 250 miles an hour, and you're like, oh, I can't do it again. And then you get to half track, 500 feet. The clutch finally goes 1-to-1 when you're doing over 290 miles an hour, and then the G speeder goes over 6 Gs. And then that's when you feel like you can't see and you can't breathe no more. And once that hits you, your pelvic area ain't got nothing left to you. If you're wearing white drawers, you got some yellow stains.
Yes.
All right, so that's what basically happens when you actually go down the racetrack. It actually hits you that hard, and when you hit the parachutes, you go from a positive 2 Gs in the finish line to a negative 4 Gs, so you have a 6 G swing. So everything that you had down here now is trying to come up out here.
Oh boy.
So the way we're able to deal with it is that you have to have a strong core and a strong workout routine. So, I work out with an athletic trainer, and I have a strength coach in the off season. So I'll work out 5 times a week, and I try to stay physically fit because those cars are actually just squeezing the life out of you when you're going down the racetrack.
We'll talk about that run here in a second too, but also one of the cool things you mentioned to me too, Antron, is when they do strap you in, they just pull it as tight as they can, but then tell us what those belts are doing when you're driving.
Well, the craziest part is I never realized why they strap you in the car so tight when I first started racing. So I came from motorcycles, so I'm not used to seat belts or roll cages, okay? So when I got in that car and they strapped me down so tight, I never bruised in my life before. They strapped me so tight where they started bruising right over top of my collarbone, right on top of my chest, because the metal buckles were digging in so tight. And I'm like, why do you do that? They put an in-car video camera in on me. Where the seat belts, you see, look at right there. You'll see where it comes over my neck straight, and you see how it's tied tight to me, right? And you'll see before I go to tie them down even tight, where I'm squished down. They had an in-car camera. When the car went one-to-one at half track, the G-forces pushed me so deep into the seat, you actually see the seat belts flapping on my body. That's how much it actually squished me in the car from the G's.
Wow.
So that's the crazy part. And then when you hit the parachute, you go the opposite way. That's what's holding you in the car.
Yeah, that's amazing. Now, we can't experience anything like this unless we become professional drag racers, but your boys are racing now.
Oh yeah, they race.
So they race.
And my daughter.
And
my daughter raced. Yeah, all of them race.
All three kids
all
are racing.
race.
Let's talk about this. You got to actually go up in an F-15,
yeah.
right? And went to fly with
the Thunderbirds, F-16, the Thunderbirds.
F-16 with the Thunderbirds, and the pilot was shocked because you did not pass out.
Yeah, they took me on a 90-degree bank turn,
Oh, wow.
and we pulled over 9 Gs. And a lot of people usually pass out or they throw up, and I didn't do neither. And it's like, you good to go back there? Yeah, he said, we need to do it again. I said, no, we don't. I'm good. Like they want to make you do that, you know what I mean? They want to make you do it, but I was good. Like they took me upside down. I even got to drive. I fly, you call it flying, but I got to fly up there. And it was a cool experience because there's nothing around you to gauge the speed.
Oh, sure.
Until you do those bank turns and you feel how fast you're going.
Wow, wow.
You know?
So we found the one thing that Antron Brown only wants to do one time, and that's a 9G bank turn.
It's no need. Now, I'll do it a lot more if somebody was shooting at me, because that's what you do. You know what I mean? Shooting at a brother, I'm gonna make some dips and dives. I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm gonna shoot all over the place.
Matt, do me a favor.
I got my eyes on it.
We're up to the run. Let's go ahead. Antron's going to take us inside the car and show us what happens to the run. Obviously, physically, and we're talking like 6 Gs. That's like my side just standing on your chest.
Well, think about
Right
this.
here, John.
All right, this is the running. You hit
Here
the
we go.
butterflies, it opens, the car's taking off, it's going to snatch the front end up. And at this point, you want to make sure you got the car pointed straight, because if you don't, it's going somewhere where you don't want it to. Quick. You're traveling over a football field a second, pretty much. And right here, now you see the tires where the wrinkles are going away. The tires are going to start smoothing up. You see the wrinkles going out the bottom of them. And now you're going to start seeing the car is going to start rising up in the middle. Look where it says Matco Tools in the middle. You're going to start seeing it starting to arch. Look underneath the bottom of the car, you're going to see more air coming to the car. Tires are growing. And right about here, the car is going 1-to-1. This is where you feel all the G-force in the car that's going to be pushing you back. And at this point, your vision turns to tunnel vision, where you can't see nothing out the peripheral vision. Like all the signs, all the lines become straight.
Wow.
And then only thing you can see is like this little clear microscope that you're looking at, and hopefully it's at the center of the racetrack, 'cause that's where you're going.
Yeah.
You know how I say when you look at where you see you're driving? Now I'm hitting the parachutes, driving into the chutes, and you're gonna see the car. Look at the back shape of the tire.
Unbelievable.
See how it's like a D shape? Now when I hit the chutes, this is the best feeling in the world when the chutes deploy and it yanks the car back.
Wow.
You know why? That means you ain't going to the sand track. That you're gonna live to talk another day.
Yeah.
Right? That's what I always tell people, but it's a good feeling, and right there, that was a great feeling because we won the championship, and that was our 3rd time winning the championship. And yes, my wife had a big smile too. Because she was thinking about what she's going to spend. But I had news for her. I put that money up, gave it to my mama, she can't find it still. I'm just joking. I'm joking.
Well, we'll see what happens with that. Now, listen, I want to share with everybody. You shared a funny story with me a couple years ago that happened here in New York City
Okay.
at Madison Square Garden.
Yes.
Your brother went to a game,
Yes.
and you ran into somebody on the front row.
Well, this is the funny part. I don't do it often, but when you win a championship, you get a big championship ring like a football player.
Big.
You know the big rings with all the
Beautiful.
diamonds in it?
Yeah, beautiful.
And I wore it to the car show, like, you know, like, because we just won the championship that year, to show it off, you know? So I got this big ring on. I can't even keep my fingers together. It's like I got my hand like that. You know what I mean when I'm wearing it, right? So the crazy part is I go to Madison Square Garden. They'll hook me up with some Coca-Cola hooked me up with some tickets.
Nice.
And I was sitting on the floor, right? I got my older brother with me, and we're up there watching the game at the Garden. And sitting next to me is Chris Rock, right? And on the other side is Jimmy Kimmel. Then we have one of the Beastie Boys. Chris Rock is sitting next to me. He's looking at me. He's like, size me up like, man, you ain't at none of these games all the time, man. Who are you? Then he looked at my hand. He saw the ring. He goes, I was gonna say he's a football player, but brother, you ain't got the size. That's what he told me, right? So I looked over at him, I'm like, I race. He said, you race what? I said, I race race cars. He goes, brothers do that? And I looked at him, I said, yeah, we damn good too. Right? That's what I looked at him, I said, you ain't never been to a drag race? He goes, no, man. He goes, you don't do them circles? I said, no, I don't NASCAR race, man. I said, anytime you gotta make a left-hand turn, you ain't going fast enough. Right? So I always crack jokes like that. That's what we do on our counterparts, you know what I mean? So it was a lot of fun, but it was a good experience.
Great experience.
And turned him on and Jimmy on, and it was a good night at the Garden, man.
Absolutely, everybody. And if you ever have a chance to experience an NHRA race, it is phenomenal. It's fantastic. Now, you've been with Toyota for a lot of years. I know you love Toyota. You had a supercharged Sequoia back in the day. Tell us, everybody, about your relationship with Toyota and how they've been as a sponsor for you over the years.
Well, Toyota's been a great partner for us. And what I mean by that, everybody goes, what does Toyota do in racing? Well, Toyota is always about reliability and performance. As you see all the new vehicles coming out, they're taking their TRD, the Toyota Racing Development, and putting it into the street cars that each and every one of you drive today. And for our sport, the way you win championships is not by having a car fail. Because when you're going as fast as I do, that engine does not like to stay together. And that's one thing that Toyota has really picked up in our arena, is it's all the finite analysis testing is like, now I'm geeking out right now because I'm a motorhead. I love making things go fast, and TRD comes over on a routine basis and help us develop our drivetrain, our blowers to actually make them turn slower but produce the same boost of power. That's why you see all the cars coming out now that are turbocharged. They're getting all that stuff that we've been doing in our sport for years.
Yeah, sure.
We have blowers on our race cars before I was born, back in the 70s. And about making them more fuel efficient, more economical. That obviously doesn't have a lot of fuel economy because we actually burn, literally, if we raced our car for a full mile, we'll burn 50 gallons to the mile. So that's the crazy part about it. Well, if you make power, it takes fuel, it takes energy. Yeah. So that's where Toyota come in and actually make us just a lot stronger, more competitive team week in and week out, and that's how we win these championships.
And you know what? We just have a new statistic that was released we're really proud of. Of all the Toyotas we've sold in the last 15 years, millions and millions, 87% are still driving today.
You know what the crazy part about this is? One thing I don't like Toyota for. They got my daughter spoiled. She got a brand new CHR. Right? So we go junior dragster racing, right? So I make my kids work on their own junior dragsters. They gotta change the oil, prep their tires, and fill their tank up, and then clean their cars up when we get done racing. So I can teach them, like values. You know what I mean? Teach these kids how to do something, right? Besides play Xbox, right? Or Fortnite, right? You like Fortnite, don't you, man? Don't you? Look at them eyes. That's what I looked like when I was your age, big eyes, right? So the craziest part is, I said, baby, I'm teaching you, why I gotta learn how to do this? I said, baby, when you get your car, you're gonna have to know how to take care of it so it can take care of you, right? My daughter got a new car, she goes, Dad, I ain't gotta do it. I get free service at Toyota. Bam. I was like, but that's gonna run out. She goes, no, they won't, Dad. The dealership loves you. They hook me up anytime I want to go.
Well, if you're not Antron Brown, that's Toyota Care. 2 years or 25,000 miles, all your scheduled maintenance. That's nice,
That's real nice. You know what she told me? I said, what are you going to do when you're 2 years up? She said, let's go get me a new car, Dad.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Well, I believe she wanted to start out with a Lexus, but we got her to a nice CHR.
Oh, yeah, she did. She tried to pimp that ride. She told me, said, Dad, I like them RX 350s. I said, well, you better RX your way over to the Toyota Bug. And look, and I said, and you got a $25,000 limit.
That's
right? And you know what the bad part is? I didn't have that when I was a kid.
Sure, yeah.
I got a piece of junk. I had a motorcycle that wouldn't even run. You know that? Yep. She gets to pick a car out.
Yeah. Nice limit.
But that's the world, right?
Hey, real quick, everybody, we're going to open up for questions in just a moment. If you've got a question for a world champion racer, we're going to have that in just a second. Shahara's out here, Matt's out here. But I want to just end something with you, Antron, for this part of this. Our big logo on the wall, everybody, Start Your Impossible. And you talked about this. I'm a kid from New Jersey, and I'm a 3-time world champion. You're a dad, you're a husband, you're very active in your community. We got a lot of kids here. What great advice can you give to us you talk about following your dreams, and leave us with for this part of the show here.
Well, one thing I want to share, especially with the students and the youngsters coming up, this is the most crucial times of your life, and everybody always stress. And I always told people about education. You hear it all the time, right? Does your parents tell you to get good grades all the time, right? Well, one thing that I can tell you that I've learned was, I teach this to my kids today, and they always say, oh, here comes another lecture, right? But what I try to push to the young adults today is not about getting a good grade. Is when you actually tackle it, is when you're able to understand how to use what you're learning in real life every day. That's when you're growing, and that's when you're learning. And never be shy, and never be timid or scared. Because this world today, I tell my kids every day, there's thousands of people that's going to want to do what you want to do. Thousands of them. I got millions that want my job. There's only 25 of them available.
Yeah.
Right? What's going to separate you from somebody else? Is it going to be your determination? Some people got natural talent, but that's not enough anymore. Some people could drive race cars, but they can't speak on a microphone. So you have to have it all today. To be successful in life is how you grade yourself. It's not about how much money you make. It's about how happy you are with life. And that's why I challenge to each of the youngsters today is choose something that you truly enjoy, and when you put all the hard work and effort into it, it's not like working at all. Every morning I wake up, I got a smile on my face because I'm blessed to do what I do, but don't take it for granted. Work hard at it every day. And you know what the other deal is? Don't get comfortable in life.
Good.
And what I mean by not comfortable, don't be afraid to try new things and to do new things each and every day. Because when you get comfortable, that means you're stagnant and you're not growing and you're staying the same. Imagine if the car that you buy today never changes. You'll never get a different car, would you? So why would you live your life that way? Make that change. And then that mission won't be so impossible as long as you change and you grow.
That's how we start our Impossible. He's a three-time world champion, ladies and gentlemen, Antron Brown. Great advice for life. Thank you, buddy. All right, we got some questions from the audience. Jahara's here, Matt's here. Who wants to be first? You got a question for Antron Brown, sir.
Mr. Brown, the Celica, is the Celica the forerunner to the vehicle you're driving today?
The Celica, no. The Celica is not, but I remember the Celicas like yesterday. Our vehicle that I drive, the long dragsters, they are a unique vehicle on their own. They actually used to be a front engine dragster. The engine used to be in front of you back in the day, and basically it just evolved to what it is. Long, straight, so you can put a lot of power to the ground. A lot of design off our race car has went into a lot of the car developments that are today, especially on the aero side of it, for sure. That was a good question.
Got one over here.
Yeah, Antron, I know you started with motorcycle and you're top fuel. I want to know if you're going to funny car.
Man, can't be letting that stuff out.
You got a little breaking news or anything?
It's just a question. One day. It's something I definitely, I got a little bit more unfinished business to do in dragster, but in a few years, don't be surprised if you see me in a funny car.
Oh, nice.
Absolutely.
Excellent. Yes, ma'am.
What's the fastest car that you ever drove?
The fact is a top fuel dragster, and my top speed is 333 miles an hour in 1,000 feet.
1,000 feet.
3.6 seconds.
So 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000.
You done?
30 miles an hour.
Yes.
All right, right over here.
Yeah, how many motors you blew to get to where you are?
That's a great question.
Hey, we don't keep count on that. But let me tell you something, all the parts manufacturers love us. Believe it or not, in our racing, we rebuild the engine after every run.
Yep.
Every run down the racetrack, our crew guys can strip that engine down to where there's nothing left in the block and rebuild it in 30 minutes.
Yes.
So when you think of NASCAR pit stop when they changing tires in 12 seconds, we can rebuild a whole engine and start it back up and have a new clutch, new wheels, everything on it in 30 minutes.
And here's one of the cool things about their sport, everybody.
And it stays together.
He's working on the engine. Antron, these guys do it all. And when their run is done, they are running back to their pit area to tear it apart, build it back. Because if you win, you go on. You lose, you go home. So it's an intense sport, especially on television. And while they're pulling off the supercharger, it's great.
I probably blew up over 40 engines in my lifetime. We've been blowing them up. We blew up like you ain't running hard unless you blow them up every once in a while.
Right.
You press them on the edge.
That's how you win.
Well, you can win or lose. You win on a racetrack, but you lose in the wild.
Understood.
One right down here.
Why do you guys have a parachute?
Why we have a parachute? Because we have such a small distance to slow down. Think about this. Have you ever been 100 miles an hour before?
Yeah.
You have? Who drove you 100 miles an hour? Is that your mama?
No.
That's your dad?
No.
You better not tell your dad. Just checking. I took my kids over 100 miles an hour a couple times. As soon as they got home, Mom, guess what Dad did? I said, thank you. No. Well, you know what? The reason why we use a parachute is because we have to stop in such a short distance, and the parachute will take us from 330 miles an hour down to 100 miles an hour, which our brakes can slow us down the rest of the way. There's a way to get us stopped like that.
All right, right over here.
What's your favorite car that isn't Toyota and why?
Wait a minute.
You know what? I'm going old school with you. My favorite car from back in the day, and I want to build one, is a 66 or 67 Nova, Chevy Nova.
Oh, nice.
And that's an old school car. You know what I mean? Chevy 2. And the only reason why I'm saying that was my grandpa's car. And my dad and uncle got rid of it, man. So if anybody knows who got Albert Brown's Nova, I'll buy it from you.
All right, we got one.
We got time. One more question right here.
Was there any other sport that you wanted to do?
Yes, absolutely. I did a lot of sports. When I grew up in high school, I played football, basketball, and ran track. Believe it or not, I went to college on a track scholarship. So I actually ran 100 meters, 200 meters, and I was a 55-meter indoor specialist. And at one time, I was ranked #1 in the whole in junior college. So I did a little bit of everything. I think if I wasn't racing, I'd probably be running track. I actually ran a time quick enough to qualify me for the.
That's great. Fantastic. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to have autographs going on. Before we do, we love him at Toyota Racing. Glad he's part of our family. 3-time world champion, Mr. Antron Brown, here at the New York International Auto Show with Toyota. Thank you, Antron.
Anytime.
My friend Matt's right over here, everybody. We want you to meet Antron and get an autograph. So come on over around this side, if you would, please. We'll get a nice little line going over here. Thanks for being here at Toyota. Start your impossible right here at Toyota. Come and meet Antron Brown, 3-time Top Fuel world champion. Welcome to Toyota.
You're up fast. 333 miles per hour. Nobody asked me to crash. That tight. This one's tight. Got the big in it. Yeah, it's got the TVs in the back. What they want for this one, Brenda? Go up to the front and look. You come back.
Quick and easy to sign up. We've got 4 iPad Tower kiosks. Come on over, drop your name into any one of those iPad kiosks, win that $20,000 vacation, and when you're done with that, go ahead and come back to the Genesis Owner Lounge.
and it was probably going to be a year wiper play, and that's fine, benefits for work. Now, if you guys have any questions on this concept vehicle, I would
And we will showcase available 21-inch wheels on the sport model. Now, both trim levels will have Cadillac's advanced lighting system, along with their signature vertical LEDs. Now, as you take a look inside, you're going to see an incredible amount of craftsmanship, attention to detail. This is true for all of our Cadillac. Materials are going to be hand-cut and sewn as well. The premium luxury trim level here will feature this gorgeous exotic wood. So it just truly adds a richness inside the vehicle. But now if you're looking at the sport model, this does feature carbon fiber, so it brings that performance feel inside the vehicle. Both models will feature Cadillac's Bose Performance surround sound system that features 14 speakers, semi-annual and leather seated in all 3 rows. You have our in-vehicle air ionizer, our automatic, ventilated and heated front seats, and heated rear seats, just to name a few of those available features. Now, as you take a look at the second row, you're going to see what we're showcasing on this T6 is the bench seat. So it's a 60-40 split folding bench seat. This will accommodate 7 passengers inside the vehicle. It is optional to get our captain's chairs. So with the 2+2+2 design, making it a 6-passenger vehicle. So you have that nice option. Now, if you need to access that third row, it's a simple flip of a lever. We've designed it so it's on the passenger side, so it's nice and safe. You're going to be curbside. It's going to tilt and glide forward, and it creates a nice large space to access the third row. Now the third row, and that's truly what's exciting about the T6. It is genuinely designed for 2 adults. So you can accommodate 2 people. We're giving you lots of headroom, lots of legroom. You've got USB ports on either side, storage compartments along with directional venting to really maximize your comfort level for those third row passengers. Now as I shift from passengers to cargo, I'm going to open up all the doors so as it swings around you can see inside and the lovely vehicle that we have here. Now in the cargo area, we are giving you lots of versatility and flexibility, and that's what we love about our Cadillacs and our crossovers and SUVs. So with that, the third row seat is going to be powered, and it's a nice simple touch, and that's along with the second row as well. And when it swings around, I'll demonstrate that for you, but it's a nice one touch. That third row will drop down. We've designed it so it's a 50-50 split fold as well, and it gives you a lot of flexibility and versatility depending on the items you're going to have in the cargo or the passengers you might have inside. Now, not only that, when you do drop those seats down, we do provide you a completely flat load surface, so for your added convenience. I'll drop half of it down so you can really see the flexibility of the vehicle. You've got extra storage underneath this cargo floor, standard spare tire, and one added convenience is available with our hands-free lift gate as well. Now, as I shift to connectivity, we certainly want to keep you connected. We want to do it in a safe manner as well. But one thing I love is that we've also simplified the process. If you need to to carry your cell phone is a simple touch of one button, and it's that easy. In addition to that, you're going to have USB ports in all 3 rows, a wireless charging pad in that center console to keep your cell phones charged up. It's available with 4G Wi-Fi, and it's going to be compatible with Apple CarPlay as well as Android Auto. Now, underneath the hood on our XT6, we are featuring a 3.6-liter V6 engine. This is going to put on an impressive 310 horsepower, 271 pound-feet of torque, in a vehicle that weighs under 5,000 pounds. So, nice power weight distribution there. 9-speed automatic transmission as well, so it's going to be very smooth in your shifting. You have 4 selectable driver modes, so you can really tune the vehicle feel for your particular needs. Now, depending on the trim level, one thing I like that the engineers did, we've got the premium luxury up here, we've got our sport model down there. We've tuned the suspension differently to give you a different feel out of the vehicle. So your premium luxury is designed around road isolation, whereas our sport trim level is about a spirited ride. So it will truly give you a different feel. You have all-wheel drive available on our premium luxury, and in addition to that, it's a standard feature on our sport model. And you'll find you pair that with an active twin clutch to advance your all-wheel drive system. And last but not least, continuous damping control is going to be a feature on your sport trim level as well to really give you an enthusiastic feel as you drive around town. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Cadillac's all-new 2020 XT6 designed for those active families. If you have any questions on our XT6 or any other Cadillac here today, do feel free to ask. We've got amazing product specialists on the floor. I see Dale right in front of me here. So if you'd like more detailed and further information on any Cadillac we have here today, make sure you talk to our product specialist. Thanks so much for spending time with us here at Cadillac, and have a great time at the New York International Auto Show.
This extraordinary mid-engine vehicle features a twin-turbocharged V6 engine, a 9-speed dual-clutch transmission, and a 3-motor sport hybrid super handling all-wheel drive system, delivering 573 total horsepower, precise handling, and electrified performance. And inside you'll find optional leather and carbon fiber appointments that makes the NSX a fierce driving machine for a great everyday driver. We're also excited to announce that at the New York Auto Show, we have on display the beautiful TLX PMC, which is built right next to the NSX in Marysville, Ohio at the factory. This is a beautiful vehicle. It is limited edition. They're only making a few of these, so be sure to check it out. It will be available this summer, and it is on display here, so be sure to check it out. It is beautiful, and it's in that beautiful Valencia red. So check that out when you get a second. We also have on display the ILX, the newly refreshed and redesigned ILX Sports Dan. This redesign marks the complete application of Acura. The ILX is all new from the 8 pillars forward and features Acura's iconic diamond pentagon grille, dual-eyed LED headlights, and a more sharply sculpted hood. And the rear bumper design has new chrome exposed exhaust outlets. Altogether, it's a fantastic new look. Other prime examples of Acura's precision-crafted performance, the 2019 TLX Performance Luxury Sedan and the 2019 RLX Premium Luxury Sedan. Both of these vehicles feature advanced performance capabilities and the diamond pentagon grille. We also have on display Acura's powerful lineup of SUVs, featuring the star of the show, the 2019 RDX. This marks the complete application of Acura's precision craft performance across the design language, and also it is the first of vehicles designed completely under the precision craft performance design language. The RDX boasts a low, wide athletic stance, a longer wheelbase, new available 16-way sport seats, and a sports steering wheel. It also debuts Acura's true touchpad interface, which combines the best elements of a touchscreen and a remote interface. We also have the MDX on display, which has a sporty A-Spec package. The MDX has available olive ash pearl and black limbal wood trims. The MDX is available in two-wheel drive, super handling all-wheel drive, and sport hybrid models. In fact, it is the third Acura model to apply Acura's groundbreaking 3-motor sport hybrid super handling all-wheel drive system. We are proud to announce we have our Acura Watch driver assist and safety capabilities available on every core model of Acura. Capabilities that include adaptive cruise control, lane departure warning, lane keeping assist system, and collision mitigation system. This makes Acura the only luxury brand with such advanced capabilities as standard equipment across its core lineup. Finally, to add even more excitement to the Acura lineup, the ILX, TLX, RDX, and MDX all take things to the next level with the sporty A-Spec package. A-Spec sports appearance elements provide a bold and aggressive expression of Acura's precision crafted performance inside and out. Please take this moment to explore our vehicles and ask any questions you may have of our team of knowledgeable product specialists on the show floor today. We are here to help you enter to win that exclusive Acura luxury experience vacation for two, where you get the choice to go to one of 3 destinations. The first is to Marysville, Ohio, where we build the NSX and you'll get a chance to race the NSX around the track there and explore the factory. Second trip is to Sundance Mountain Resort. And the third trip is to Monterey Car Week. So be sure to sign up for that trip. We thank you so much for being here with us today at Acura and for stopping by the display. And we hope you have a great day here at the New York International Auto Show.
Actually, Boss doesn't have one. How was it? I don't like soft top.
We're gonna take the tour.
Now with this vehicle, we're going to offer a comprehensive suite of safety camera radar-based technologies. So you get side blinds alert, lane change alert, lane departure warning, just to name a few. These surround vision cameras. This literally gives you a bird's eye view around right there on the touchscreen, so you can see everything around you for 360 degrees. All this plus, of course, in every option for the Avenir with all-wheel drive, you're looking at about 60. This one right here, I think, is about 57, the way it sits, which is pretty much every option. Of course, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask me. Once again, my name is Matt. We have friendly and knowledgeable product specialists out here on the floor. If you'd like some extra information, exclusive incentives, or just like some updates on our award-winning line of Buicks, we'd be more than happy to accommodate you on that as well. So, thanks so much for stopping by, and yes, that's a Buick.
power the average size home for up to 3 days if there's a blackout. How smart is that? Tell me the name of the technology that shares power between your vehicle and your home.
Your vehicle and home, is that grid to garage? Is it vehicle to home? Or is it extension cords? I would encourage you to listen to the context clues. It allows you to share power between your vehicle and your home. Your vehicle and your home.
Subtle enough, New York? Yeah. Fancy technology, simple name, vehicle to home charging, that's what we call it. We go the easy way. Let's keep talking about that leaf. With electric cars, we can change the behavior of the features because it's connected by a cable of electronics, not an actuator. So we can make your driving simpler by adding a feature we call the Nissan e-pedal. We simplify your driving. So answer this question. The Nissan e-pedal uses how many pedals?
E-pedal, does that use one pedal? Does it use 2 pedals or 3? Does any car use 3 pedals anymore, Ken?
Oh, they're rare. They're over there.
They sure are.
Chad's gonna he will have the last one on earth. If we're simplifying your driving from a 2-pedal car, it becomes 1. Imagine rush hour driving, accelerating, coasting, full braking, only 1 pedal, none of this. It would be so nice. Of course, to commute, I'd have to have a normal job, and that's not going to go there. 6, according to NissanUSA.com, that sounds so fancy. How many Nissan dealerships are there in the great state of New York?
Are there only 2 dealerships? Are there 57 dealerships? Or are there 462 dealerships? That seems a little excessive. It seems like a little much, but 2 doesn't feel like quite enough.
It's a good hint. The right answer got yelled out, but I'm going to remind you all, the wrong answer could be yelled out, but you're absolutely right. It is 57 dealerships in New York out of the almost 1,200 across the country. Right over there, big lettering. The GTR is a racing legend and was so dominant in racing, it had such a high level of technology that the GTR was given what nickname? What's GTR's nickname?
Is it nicknamed the Beast from the East? Is it the Nighthawk? Or is it Godzilla?
The Beast.
Oh, we have some guesses. Someone
lock
phoned
it
a
in.
friend.
Lock it in.
And those friends did indeed shout out the correct answer.
Go ahead. That's what I'm looking for. Godzilla, it is Godzilla. Nighthawk, pretty mediocre Stallone film, but Godzilla's the name of that car. That's its nickname. 3 questions left. Let's go to geography. And it's not New York geography, which I know New York doesn't know that there's a state to the west, but there are a few. Which state has the most miles of interstate highways?
Is it Delaware? Is it California? Or is it Idaho? First of all, I actually don't think Idaho has any interstates. Do they even have roads yet?
Packing dirt roads,
I
I'm
think
pretty
so
sure.
too, yeah. And is Delaware a state?
Just.
The first state.
Just the state. First, did not know that.
That's sad.
First state. See, now I'm learning trivia.
Look at
And
that.
I'm going to give me a gift if I get it right. I got it wrong though, so I didn't know. Delaware, first state, not big enough for the most highway miles. It is the longest state on the list, and oddly still has the worst traffic, even with the most highways. California. Now let's talk about that gorgeous thing right up front here. Formula E record-setting driver Sebastian Buemi recently won which race known as the Grand Prix of Endurance and Efficiency? What's the name of the race?
Is that the 24-hour Le Mans? Is it the New York Marathon or the Tour de France? That's a foot power. Tour de France is foot power, correct?
A
lot of foot power?
Yep.
Pretty sure the New York Marathon is too, although I could be wrong. The New Yorker should know. Sounds foot powered.
Only one of those races has a car, but it's a zero-emission car, and it is our Formula E car, and we won the 24 Hour of Le Mans. 10th and final question. It's in many of our vehicles, but now in the 2019, the Maxima offers something called Rear Door Alert. It's designed to help you remember what?
It's designed to help you remember important items you may have left in your back seat, or to remove the gas nozzle after fueling, or to lock your house when you leave.
Turn off the stove, put the cap on the toothpaste.
Blow out the candle.
Oh yeah, let's do that. It's a great feature because when you put something in the back seat and take off on a trip, sometimes you get there and you're so excited, you just bolt away from the car. It reminds you that you left something in the back seat, like your child or a pet, or God forbid, worst case scenario, ice cream. Yeah, ice cream. So that is it. Look at this. 5 of you are taking home the travel charger. Archie, JP, TM, SJ, and LB, wave at me if you want. Now we applaud you. It's on your screen. It says you won. You'll find out you won in a minute. We'll come to you. The prize patrol is on the way to see you. They're going to be passing out your gifts to you right now. Don't move. Stay at your iPads. And racing arm, it represents the pinnacle of electric power, including dual electric motors, 322 horsepower, and an incredible 472 pound-feet of torque. Now, we talked about it in the game. What key feature does the Leaf RC, the Altima, and the GTR all have in common? All-wheel drive. Yep, all-wheel drive. All-wheel drive that maximizes your traction when you need it. While the Altima's all-wheel drive system isn't set up for track performance like the beautiful race car, it delivers outstanding grip in a wide range of driving and road conditions. And Camry and Accord don't even offer this important feature. So let's talk more about the 2019 Nissan Altima with its available intelligent all-wheel drive. The all-new Altima went on sale in October, and it's already making its mark in the midsize sedan segment. Last month, Automobile Magazine named it SRVC Turbo Altima in its prestigious list of 2019 Automobile All-Stars. Out of 24 new vehicles evaluated, only 7 were the All-Stars. And just this month, Car and Driver said Altima provided better grip on the skid pad with street tires than the BMW 3 Series with the M package and summer performance tires. That's impressive stuff. That's not all. Motor Trend put the Altima head-to-head with the Camry and wrote this: the Altima is the better family sedan by a long shot. And KBB.com said, in its winter testing, the Altima displayed greater confidence, boosting calm and poise despite near constant shifting from gravel to powder to ice and back again. So how is the new Altima garnering all this acclaim? Now first, everything about it is brand new. All new design inside and out. 2, all new engines, advanced safety and driver assistance technologies including ProPilot Assist, and a suite of advanced Nissan Safety Shield 360 features. It has technology designed to support a connected life, including standard Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. And as I mentioned, available intelligent all-wheel drive. The first ever offered on a Nissan sedan in the US. New Altima also offers the comfort and confidence of knowing that it's the most advanced and dynamic Altima ever. It's the latest embodiment of Nissan Intelligent Mobility. With Intelligent Mobility, Nissan is redefining how we move through life with more excitement, confidence, and connectivity to the world around us. You can learn more about Intelligent Mobility throughout the display, all around here in the booth, and during our trivia game. It's very exciting stuff.
ese carro está bueno.
Sinister. Now you see, it feeds fresh air straight into the open air induction system, as does air pressure and lamps for improved performance. Now this adds an additional 10 horsepower to the standard SL pack, which by the way is now up to 717 horsepower, and it's the performance. 2019 SL pack and the Round are also available in wide body versions. What you guys see right here. Now this includes wide body compensated suspension, and integrated center tires, and for a more muscular appearance. It also allows for wider, wide leveling, no gears, and faster more tires, which provide additional horsepower and increased
Carbon fiber roof, hood, rear deck lid, spoiler, all the front and rear fascia and the side sills. You've even got it in the side scallops on those fenders, letting the heat out of the engine bay, and you're increasing the downforce as well. Are you pumped or what? Give me a fist bump. Bam. That's what I'm talking about. You're also getting carbon ceramic brakes. 16.1 inches in the front, 15.3 inches in the back. Oh my goodness. It's like manhole covers. Are you serious? Those are some of the biggest brakes on the market. 600 horsepower underneath the hood. 565 is standard in the 50th anniversary. Guys, if that's not enough horsepower for you, here's the good news. The GTR 50's in the house. Hand-built by Ital Design. And you've got a hand-built engine underneath the hood that we made right here at Nissan. 720 horsepower. Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. This young man's mind is blown, and I get it, my friend. You guys stick around, we have so many cool things going on right here at Nissan. There's a tour that you can sign in for right over here. Your own little private tour with my main man, Orion. Anthony's getting ready to tell you about that 50th anniversary 370Z. Gosh, you're handsome, sir. Tell us things.
It must be the lighting. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Anthony. Welcome to the 370Z Zone. 5 decades ago, 15 years ago, a legendary Japanese sports car made its debut right here at the New York Auto Show, 1969 New York Auto Show. In fact, it was a few days before at the Pierre Hotel, but regardless, nobody had ever seen anything like it. Ladies and gentlemen, the Datsun 240Z. US would be putting it mildly. If you look at this 240Z, it's obviously stylish. At the exact same time, it also contained a ton of power and performance for the generation. Better yet, it was affordable. At a starting price just over $3,500, it was a bargain compared to other sports cars in the market in 1970. We've continued that concept of power and affordability with our Z cars, with the 370Z being $20,000 less at a starting price
than the Toyota Supra with similar horsepower statistics. Now, if you want to talk stats, let's talk about this Datsun 240Z. Back in the day, you're looking at 151 horsepower with that 2.4 liter inline 6-cylinder engine, as well as 4-wheel independent suspension, and a near perfect 51 to 49 front to rear weight ratio balance. Stellar statistics on that, and guess what? Things continue to grow for the next 50 years. We've had 6 generations of Zs, the 240, the 280ZX, the 2 versions of the 300ZX, 350Z, and of course the 370Z that we have today. And yet again, here at the New York Auto Show 50 years later, another Z car, it's making its debut. The 2020 370Z anniversary, 50th anniversary edition that you see behind me. It's of course based on the 370Z Sport Coupe, and then we've added a really unique red and white two-tone paint treatment to it, as you can see here with racing stripes on the side. This is paying homage to Brock Racing Enterprises, or BRE as you might know it. These were the race cars for Datsun in the 60s and early 70s. I think she knows. Back then, that's when the race cars then. And better yet, this vehicle right for the 370Z 50th anniversary collection will be going to legendary automotive designer as well as race car team manager Peter Brock himself. So you see the red and the white paint treatment that we have here. There's also an anniversary edition that's going to be having silver and black as well. You can actually check that out just downstairs behind the Nissan exhibit down on the lower level if you want to see that. Both of those color options are going to have the option to have either a 6-speed manual transmission as well. Now let's take a look on the inside of this 3, as well as red stitching as well. The steering wheel has Alcantara on that, a red stripe down the middle of the vehicle, and even one 50th anniversary badge on the back side. This vehicle is 5 decades in the making. That's right, 50 years to get to the Z, and that's why it is very special. And we've come a long way.
The future isn't created in a keynote address. Presidential speech, new technologies, and transforming cities. So let the other guys keep dreaming about the future. We'll be the ones building it.
Ladies and gentlemen, that officially concludes our show. Once again, thank you for visiting the smart new world that we're building for tomorrow. So folks, thanks so much for sticking around with us this afternoon. If you would like to make $50 for test driving a Ford vehicle, we can make that happen for you today. So you test drive on your own time at a Ford dealership, and we'll send you a $50 MasterCard cash card. No strings attached. So if you like that incentive, you can only get it here today. Make sure to see a product specialist on the floor to get that invitation. Otherwise, thank you for hanging out here at the New York International Auto Show.